Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the barrel-shaped bottle of a new brand called Hand Barrel. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Dirk Fence, Demetri and Andrea Holak.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey, out of the gate, I'm not sure about this name, Hand Barrel. I don't know about that, but we're going to talk about this brand and all the stuff and what we think of it. And you got to look at our bottle and think, that's kind of cool, but what does that really mean? So we'll get to that after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something you want to talk about again. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so I used to have my show, Bottle Kills and Last Meals, where I talked about the last meal of whoever was on death row.
Right.
So I was thinking the other day, if I were on death row, I don't really care about the last meal, but I always want a cocktail. So what would be your final cocktail?
Your final cocktail?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I'd say the whiskey neat. I mean, I want to go out to, the way I lived. I want to have whiskey neat. Don't bring me some sour mix or something.
So I think that's fair because people were like bending the rules and stuff. I think you can get away with this, even though it's not a cocktail.
Oh, wow. Okay. There you go. It's 2-ingredient cocktail, a glass and whiskey.
I'm just imagining them walking in with Fireball.
Fireball, yeah. That's probably what they do to you.
On the whiskey.
Right.
They're like, Fireball, it's kind of whiskey.
You're like, well.
And then you look at it, they picked it up at the gas station, and you're like, there's no whiskey in there. So now you can't kill me. I get to stay. Yeah,
that's right.
You should.
I'm joining that class action lawsuit now because that's not actually whiskey. I'm now joining that, so I'm going to have to live. So yes, that would end up that would work out really well. So yeah.
Just like that, you have your freedom again, Steve. Could work.
Yeah, it could happen for me. I don't know, Andrea. What do you think? What would be your last cocktail if they said this is it? You can have a cocktail. What do you want?
So I love trying old fashions everywhere I go. So
yes, the jail old fashion's going to be the good one.
Yeah. But I mean, do you get to pick like who makes it, or is it just like?
Oh, it's just the jailer. He makes it.
So I think the bill comes from like. Actually, they'll bring in some takeout sometimes. So maybe like a local bartender can bring you one in. I don't know.
It's not a high-end thing. Yeah.
I mean, that makes a big difference because I know people that work in like food service at the prison, and I know they're not going to make a good cocktail. So if I get to pick the bartender, that's definitely going to make a difference. I mean, it's going to probably be an old fashioned, but
right. I mean, how picky can you be? You've committed a crime that is forcing them to execute you, Andrea. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of ability to.
It's a last right. It is a last right. It should be what you want.
Yes. I want it done just perfectly. I mean, it's the last thing I get to do. So
okay.
I feel like they should respect that, right?
Sure.
Am I being too extra?
No. If you got lucky, they'd give you one of those canned cocktails and they'll be like, here's the old fashioned.
No.
That's what they do. I mean, it's jail, for God's sake.
Probably right.
Yeah, it's jail. Okay. All right. Demetri, what would yours be? LeBon?
Oh, I'm not going to make it that far. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. They won't find me on death row. I will have already had my last right.
Uh-huh.
That comes down to that Blaze of Glory.
Blaze of Glory. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, oddly, I believe that. So, all right.
I know.
Yeah.
Scary.
Dirk?
I think we want to come up with a cocktail recipe called Blaze of Glory tonight. I think that's what we should do.
Blaze of Glory. Yeah.
It already sounds delicious. I think I would do an old fashioned, and if I get to at least tell them how to make it, at the very least, a little bartender secret here, a little splash of nocino in that old fashioned really makes it. So I asked for that. Like that.
Yes, tell the jailer that. A little splash of Nocino in there would really set this thing off. And I'm sure they'll be like, oh, yes, of course. Of course, Dirk. Yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. McNew, you asked the question.
So I've been torn about this because I also love an old fashioned, but that's not. It may not be good. It depends on who makes it, right? Like we've already said. And it's not enough to get tipsy with just one old fashioned. I want to be lit. So I'm going to go with a 64-ounce margarita. Bigger than my head. I want it the size of my head before I go out.
So not only do you get to say the cocktail, you get to give the size of the said drink.
It's my order. It's my
It's
choice.
my order.
I didn't think of that part.
Yeah.
That's a good point right there.
Yeah. Now, McNew, you have some history here. I don't know why you think on death row they're suddenly going to kowtow to your needs when you were actually in the slammer yourself and you were asking for bottled water, and they didn't. Did they give you your bottled water? You were in there like, I don't like drink like bottled water. I don't drink like out of the tap. It's like connected to the toilet in here.
To be fair, it was Wayne County. They don't have high standards. I feel like Henry County would have been nicer to me. So
but the bottom line is they didn't give you your bottled water. So
yeah, but at that time I didn't have an attorney. If I were on death row, I'd probably have an attorney to do me a favor.
But a bad one because you're on death row, right?
right, exactly. How good is this attorney? You're on death row, McNew. Yeah, yeah.
Like, who knows what I did to get there? I mean, he probably did try to do a good job. I don't know.
You tried to do a good. I fucking tried, as McNew once gloriously said. I fucking tried.
So is there a mugshot out there? Now I'm Googling this. I'm trying to find a mugshot. Now that we have like,
Possibly.
Did you,
information,
McNew,
find
when you had your mugshot, were your extensions still in, or did you already have to take the extensions out before you took the shot?
I don't remember. I don't remember that timeline of when they made me take them out.
I gotta find this.
Oh,
I
God.
think they were still in for that because I was stupid because they do that first. And then they're like, okay, anything metal,
I'm
whatever.
sure Dirk could find it, but we won't
Yeah,
ask him to break
I'll
it
make
into
the
the
calls in the morning. We'll have that.
I want
It's
a
not.
t-shirt. Can I get a
What a
t-shirt?
t-shirt.
I want a t-shirt. So the next thing I'm involved in, I've got a mugshot.
McNew on there, mugshot, and underneath it says, "I want some bottled water." Yeah,
Evian.
yeah,
Evian.
yeah. Well,
No.
Andrew, remember when we were staying in that place with McNew and she was demanding we brush her teeth?
Oh, God. It's the first day you both ever meet me in person.
Oh yeah. Fucking McNew's telling us she's too drunk to brush her own teeth. We have to brush them for her.
Like, he was
No.
like,
No. And then I leave to my room and I hear McNew yell, "Don't do this to me. Don't. I can't sleep without my teeth being brushed. Don't. And I close my door and I don't hear her anymore. I just hear, no. That was it.
I think she told us how to do it too. Like she gave directions, like this is how you should brush my teeth.
Yeah, you brush down. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
She couldn't tell much else, but she could tell us how to brush her teeth.
yeah. So here's the thing about me. No matter how blacked out I get, I will take my contacts out. I will brush my teeth. I know where my jewelry is in the
You
morning.
weren't brushing your
And-
teeth that day. We offered to get like
but no.
we offered to get like a bowl with water, and we'll bring one for you to spit in and one for the toothbrush. No, you have to brush them for. It's considered polite. It's a polite thing to do.
It's considered polite. I do remember that.
There were even pens made with that quote on it.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go. McNew, hanging out with McNew. That's the kind of shit you get. So, well. All right. Well, guess what, gang? On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We're starting with Dirk this time. What do you got, man?
I'm going to go with our yet to be released Starlight Cigar Batch Rye right here.
Okay.
Coming out soon, Indiana Bourbon.
Nothing. Did you hear it on your end, Dirk?
I did.
There was nothing there. It was
My
solid.
best one yet. Should have heard that.
Oh, I'm sure it was explosive. All right, McNew, what do you got?
I have a bourbon Rubenesque from Wood Hat. It was an Indiana Bourbon Club pick.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, no, that's enough. That's that's good. I think you're going to have more than I got here because I got a Sazerac rye, and this is an old one. And these Sazerac corks aren't great after the first one. So let's see what. Oh, just all bass. Boom, boom. McNew, you still got the lead though. I did not take over the lead on that note. All right. Next up, we'll go with Demetri.
I have some Planters barrel picks. Old ground.
Nothing. Andrea, here's where at. McNew's got the lead. Very pathetic offering. So this is yours to win. What do you got?
All right. I have some Uncle Nearest 1884.
Okay.
Oh, that was pathetic too.
Yeah, that was.
It had so much hope. It's a fuller bottle.
We had hope there for you, but it wasn't meant to be. McNew, you won. You won.
Yeah, I'll take a win where I can get a win.
Yeah, cheap wins a win. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Hand Barrel. It's not what you think. It's a new product that's out. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye.
Sure, Danny.
Tumble dice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumble dice.
Oh, tumble dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Fruits.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about a new bourbon called Hand Barrel.
Yes, we are. So as you look at that bottle, and I included a photo of the bottle in the notes. I mean, it's a good looking bottle, but do you feel like that helps their brand or hurts their brand? Because I don't know. I feel like if you buy it, it's a one-time thing. I don't feel like I would, I'm going to bunker 8 of these little barrels. I would feel like, I don't know. It feels like it's a collectible more than something you drink on a daily basis.
I was at Party Source about a month ago in Newport, Kentucky, and I saw these. And they have that white one, and I think there's like 2 different offerings. Had them on a whole display. They looked interesting, but they looked too gimmicky where I felt like it wasn't going to be good bourbon. So I walked right by them and bought something else for the same price.
Yeah.
So they're cute. They're neat. It's going to be cute on the shelf. I just think it's a little too gimmicky.
It might be a little too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm with
Andrea,
you.
what do
I
you
think.
think?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Dirk.
Oh, if you can't see it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's always
Yes,
the thing.
I 100% agree with that. Bourbon, because you can't add any coloring or anything like that. One of the few whiskey styles that you can't, by the way, American whiskeys, not being able to see it at all. That's not good. This is
You
kind of
can see the bottom of it.
almost marbleized. Can you see the bottom?
Yeah, you can see the like if you tip it up on the bottom, you can see the bottom of
I
it,
don't
but
have
that's the
one.
only place you can see it.
How do you know this? Do you have a bottle?
No, I was looking at their website.
Oh, okay.
The only way you can see through it is if you take the cork out. And that's where you look
For it.
Yeah.
So it looks nice in that Glencairn in the photo, but you wouldn't know that if you hadn't bought it, if they hadn't poured it.
This is true. Yeah. To Demetri's point too, when it's corked, you're not going to, especially when it's dark all around, you're not really going to know the color. I mean,
Right.
It's totally different. I'll tell you what, we see this all the time, like on our shelves. If you have one that's 1 deep and then you put just a second layer of bottles behind it, it looks like it's like 10 shades darker. And people will be like, because there'll be somewhere it's like 2 deep and then some with 1 deep. And they're like, why is this bottle so much darker? It's the same thing. I'm like, look at this magic trick. And I slide the one of the bottles behind the other one. They're like, oh, now that one's dark. I'm like, yes, yeah. So it'd be the same thing trying to look at just the bottom of the bottle. I would think it's going to look different than it is.
So I tried it last week. Actually,
You did?
Yeah, I had somebody bring a bottle out, and they're
cool.
out in Kentucky, and they bought some and brought it out, and it wasn't horrible, but I thought it was super gimmicky. Like I was like, I would never buy this,
Right.
just because. Like now, if it was clear, if that was a clear glass barrel,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
had like
maybe.
a nice label around the middle section.
Yeah.
That's a completely different thing. I think it's kind of cool when you see a unique bottle because like the cost that goes into a unique bottle like that.
Yeah.
Like,
They sell at Heaven Hill those little grenade bottles. That's just basically, they call it grenades, but it's actually a little barrel is what those things are. So yeah.
Mhm.
And those are kind of cool looking. They're clear, but you can see the product in there.
So,
I wonder
but
if
you
that's
are
why they did that, because maybe they had the idea to show you, but then Heaven Hill's
Right.
doing it, so they had to do a little something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But you're already familiar with that product too. We already all know and love Elijah Craig. It's a
Right.
product we already know. As a new product, we don't know you. We don't know what's in there. Like, show us.
Yeah. What McNew, do you remember the price on those? We don't have the retail listed here.
I don't remember if it was like $29.99 or $39.99, but I walked right by it and bought something else for the same price. I don't remember.
I've got
So
it
it's
pulled up here.
It's not a bad price, but
Okay,
The
Dirk, what do you-
website disagrees.
Okay.
69 and 89 for their different.
those
Yeah.
were their single barrels though. Like this just normal offering, I think was like maybe 39-ish.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like if you got it, it would be a gimmicky type thing, like a gift. And,
Well,
I don't know.
but have you guys considered the fact that their bottles are designed to shroud the whiskey from damaging UV light?
No, we haven't
I was going
considered
to say
that.
that next. That's probably what it is.
Yes, that's exactly why they're doing it.
They're
Yes.
doing you a favor. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's cute. I think it's extremely gimmicky. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's something if you like bottles, if you like having things on your shelf, it's probably something you're going to pick up one of just to have. But, I like seeing it, you'd want to see it, but the only way you can see it is looking through the bottom of it, which is
Yeah.
just silly, I think.
I think it's one like I probably am not going to pick up myself, but if somebody said, "Hey, I thought this was neat and I thought of you," it would be a cool gift to get. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
spend on
I
it.
guess
But
I'm whiskey jaded enough where I would be the same way. If McNew brought one in the shop and said, "Hey, I just bought this. I think it's good," you guys, I would try it, and I would have
Right.
an open mind about it. But I don't think I would take the chance, even at $30, to buy a bottle.
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
the one here in the photos, it's 105 proof, which, I mean, we're all kind of over that proof. It's low for us, but I don't think that's a bad proof for an initial offering.
No,
Like,
it's
to
not
put a
bad.
product out at it.
Is it sourced from Bardstown? I see it on their website. They have a picture of Bardstown.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Somewhere I saw a picture, like said, like just over 2 years old, or at least 2 years old, or something like that. So
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the typical. Some brands will do a younger offering, but then they source single barrels that are much older. I don't know if they've done that or not, but that's why they have this nice canvas to put information on, and there isn't any. So that's
Right.
yeah. So yeah, Bardstown's probably right though. It is. I mean, it's Kentucky bourbon, so straight bourbon. So yeah. So I don't know. It'll be one that I'm sure at one time or another we'll be trying. If it's going to be around for a while, someone we know will buy a bottle and we'll try it. So yeah.
Oh, you can create your own design, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at that.
Oh, there you go.
You could have NFT bottles.
Yeah. How about that? So fair enough. All right, we'll be doing a barrel pick of that, is what I'm getting ready to announce very soon. So, yeah. All right, yeah. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Dirk, we're going to start with you, man. Where can people find you?
on Instagram at Indiana Bourbon and Facebook Indiana Bourbon.
Demetri.
You can find me at Demetri Kane on Facebook and Instagram, or at Nobleton's on Facebook and Instagram.
Andrea.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Red Tumbleweed. And you can also check out my new book on Amazon called Bourbon History.
Nice. How about you, McNew?
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com, and come by and see us. We are at the ABV Barrel Shop. We got people coming by all the time. I'm sure you know Demetri might be there at some point. So you just never know who's going to show up. So Dirk, we're going to get him there soon. So Andrea's been there already, signing stuff. McNew's been there hanging out. So we'll get everybody there before you know it. So check us out, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnets will have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
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 Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.